After working with hundreds of window tint shops across the past 2 years, I've identified 5 key cheat codes that are going to allow you to scale your shop way faster than you would normally be able to. And in this video, I'm going to cover what each of these cheat codes are, why they're so effective, and how you can implement them into your business as soon as tomorrow. Now, the first thing is going to be hire fast. Way too many shop owners that I speak to get caught up in saving money rather than growing their business. You need to be hiring as quickly as you can because you need to buy back your time so that you can focus on higher leverage activities. Window tint installing or installing window tint is a $20 to $30 per hour task. If you as the business owner are spending your time on $20 to $30 per hour tasks, you're ultimately wasting it because you're not getting the output that you should be getting for the input. You need to make sure that you're constantly climbing the ladder and getting more money out or more output for what you put in, meaning that same hour should not be getting you $20, $30 back when you're 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, a year in. You need to be hiring those low-level positions so that you can focus on getting new customers and growing the business. Now, a lot of people ask, when is the right time to hire my first installer? And in my opinion, the best time to hire your first installer is when you're making 12 to 15K per month. And to find a good installer, you're probably going to be paying anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month, depending on your location. Now, you might be thinking, that's a big hit to my income. And of course it is, but it's short-term pain for long-term gain. It depends on your goals with the business. Do you want to scale? Do you want to grow as quick as possible? And do you want to build something that lasts? Or do you want to be a little one-man show that dilly-dallies and stays at the same level for years on end? Ultimately, the choice is yours. You should be hiring this as soon as possible if your goal is to grow the shop to the highest possible level. And using that new time that you have that you would have been installing tint, you're quickly going to surpass your previous income or your previous revenue and way outpace that 4, 5, even 6K if you were to pay that much per month. Now, what do you do with all the extra time once you've hired people? Well, you need to start getting a scalable or building a scalable lead generation and customer getting acquisition system. All of that is basically a fancy way for saying you need a way to consistently bring customers on demand, or you need a way to control the amount of customers coming into your shop. This is ultimately the core of your business, right? Without customers, you have nothing. You don't have a business, you don't have revenue, and you don't have any money coming into your pocket. So this is one of the most important things that you need to do in your window tint business. And I've spoke to so many shops, thousands of shops across the 2 years. And one thing that way too many, maybe 90, 95% have in common is that they rely on word of mouth, referrals, organic traffic. They don't have a controllable system that allows them to put $1 in and get $5, $10 back out. Without a system like this, your business is not predictable, and ultimately it's not really a business. It's just a machine where you hopefully get $1 in and you can hopefully deliver your service. Once you have a channel that allows you to predictably and consistently get customers, you have a business where you know you can invest $1 and get $5 to $10 back out. Now, what's the best way to do this? By far, it's going to be paid ads. This is what all the biggest companies use. You think Tint World became Tint World by just relying on referrals, word of mouth, organic traffic? Of course not. They became Tint World by spending money on paid ads and by building systems that allow them to put a certain amount in and get a certain amount that's higher back out. And this is how you scale any business. So what type of paid ads should you be running? Well, there's 2 main platforms that are going to be the best for paid ads. Number 1 is going to be Meta. This is Facebook and Instagram. It's interruption-based marketing. It's the easiest to get into, and it's going to work like that. It's very quick. You're going to get new jobs. The second one is going to be Google. Takes a bit longer, but you get higher quality customers and it's less ongoing work over the long term. So just to recap where we're at so far, hire fast, get the right people in the right places so that you can focus on higher leverage work, and then build out a system that allows you to consistently bring new jobs. So what's the third thing that is a cheat code for your window tint business? It's going to be reinvesting, especially in the early stage of your business. You need to reinvest, but into the right things. You do not need to constantly upgrade films or spend more money to fulfill the same work. You don't need to renovate your shop or anything else that's not going to make a significant difference in the long-term growth of your business. A few examples of a good investment are, number 1, a plotter. This allows you to spend significantly more time contacting customers, hiring the right people, et cetera, and speed up the amount of jobs that you can do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. This is going to raise your income per employee or for yourself until you hire an employee because you can get so many more cars done per day. Let's say hand cutting, you can get 2 to 3 cars done. Maybe with a plotter, you can get 5, 6, even 7 cars done per day. So this one change can, if you're at capacity, double or triple your business depending on your speed. Another good example of a solid investment is marketing. As we went over just now, number 2, scalable acquisition. You need a way to consistently put $1 in and get 5, 10 back out. That's exactly what marketing is going to do for you. Ultimately, when you're thinking about investments for your business, the frame that you need to think from is, will this investment help me raise the amount of income that I can make, increase capacity, or will it help me generate more jobs? And what you need is based on where you're at. So if you're currently supply constrained, you don't have enough installers, you can't get the work done fast enough, etc., you need to make an investment based on that constraint, based on getting more supply available. If you're demand constrained, you need to focus on how can I bring more customers and fill that demand. Now, the 4th cheat code that you're going to want to use for your window tint business is money management. Once you learn how to market and sell, it's easy to bring in tons of revenue every single month. And that's why I went over those 2 things first. But maximizing profit is not going to be nearly as easy. Revenue ultimately is a vanity number, and it doesn't really matter. Profit is what you need to look at, and you need to constantly monitor how much money is coming in and how much money is going out every single day, every week, every month, so you have a constant pulse on the business. It is so easy to get caught up in the revenue trap where you're making 30, 40, 50,000 a month, but you're only taking home 5, 10, 15K, and that's not a position that you want to be at. You want to have a high profit business so that you can hire the positions you need to step back and then focus on growing into new locations or expanding your one location into a mega location where you've got tens of thousands coming in every single day. In addition to this, you need to make sure that when you're getting these customers, you're maximizing the profit. When you're spending on ads, you're maximizing the profit. All the good stuff, all the accounting that comes into the back end that most people just ignore. Now, the 5th and final cheat code that I want to go over right now is do more. So many window tint shops will have a system that works and they'll be scared to do more. They'll stay at the same level thinking that if I do more, it's going to lower my profit. If I do more, I won't be able to keep up with the demand. If I do more, I'm going to start losing money. Whatever it might be, it's probably not true. Once you have a system that works, once you have a system that scales, you need to pump as much as you can into that system. And with paid ads in this example, if you're running $1 in, you're getting $10 back out, let's say on Google Ads, most shop owners would stop at $1,000, $2,000 a month. They wouldn't think about scaling. They wouldn't think about what can I do to grow the business ASAP. Really what you should be doing if you're spending $2,000 a month and getting $20,000 back is think, what's stopping me from spending $10,000 a month? What's stopping me from putting that much in so that I can get $100,000 back? And for a lot of shop owners, it's just fear. They've already got the capacity. They've got the marketing system down. They've got the sales down. It's just the fear of spending that much money, of seeing that much go out. But it's a two-way door. You can easily raise your ad spend and then decrease it down the line. And you can easily lower your ad spend, increase it down the line, vice versa. It's a two-way door, so you should not be scared to simply do more. And once you have a system that works, all that you need to do is more of what you're already doing. So if you're ready to scale your window tint shop and you want to see exactly what inputs you need to do to get the maximum output, then there's going to be a link in the description below. You can click on that, book a one-on-one call with me, and we will figure out exactly how to scale your shop as quickly as possible. Talk soon.